South Africa is not safe because there's xenophobia, there's killing and whatnot.
Don't bring xenophobia. You're beginning
it's to the same thing. It's the same thing because nobody has come to our screens and tell us that, bro, my private parts are missing.
Is this a mindset of poverty? When somebody's working hard and they're doing better, you want to put them down. How do you put them down? Because everybody is hungry, is angry, and they don't have jobs. That mob justice to them is the easiest thing to get back at people who are doing well.
I don't want us to start comparing two different things. Then that's taken away from the actual.
It's the same thing. You talk about xenophobia in South Africa. South Africa is not safe. Zambia is not safe as well. I'm saying this, Zambia is not safe. There's no way people are gonna mob up and beat up somebody, kill somebody, and you're gonna say there's a big difference. There's no big difference. South Africa and Zambia, they're not safe places. If you want to take me to court.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Culture Podcast. I'm with
The culture.
As always, Zach in the building, right? I feel like the last episode we did, a lot of people have been going through that, bro. Like, did you see the comment section about the DNA testing?
Yeah, I saw that.
And people actually talking about, the part when I said I lied to the girl that paternity test was able to be done, like before the child is born. I actually did a research and I found out that it's actually something which can be done now. That technology is actually there, so you can actually get a paternity test. Like if a girl is pregnant, like 7 to 8 weeks, literally that early, you can do that, and it has the accuracy of over 90%.
Yeah, true that. Well, I kind of knew about this. Like when we were speaking about it, I knew that it actually can be done.
You just want me to be talking like I'm just not making sense.
No, you are making Zed now. You're making sense, and you know what? Today's podcast, I'm very emotional. So try not to piss me off, otherwise I'm gonna get you here from England.
If you got anger issues, there is no way that you, for some reason, think I'm therapy. Like you need to let it out on me, and then you tell me like I need to walk on eggshells because.
Okay, so disclaimer: we're having a lot of American, viewers. So please avoid using Bemba too much.
I don't use Bemba. You are the one who is always trying to be catering to the Zambian audience for some odd reason, and I beg you, like I always beg you.
By the way, bro, Bemba is my mother tongue. I'm Lubale, but Bemba.
That's my father's tongue.
Well,
that's my father's tongue, bro. You see how fat my tongue is? Listen. Wow, no, wait. You gotta you gotta look at me when I say, you see how fat my tongue is? You can tell from my tongue that I'm Bemba, bro.
Well, the showing off of the tongue wasn't necessary, bro.
If you were able to tell people by their tribe, if you're able to tell somebody's tribe by their tongue, right? I need to find this out. What tribe is? Should I say it? You know what? No, never mind.
So, bro, we've had some interesting topics, but I think last week's topic was touching the core of many people's hearts because it spoke about stuff that people are very scared of, talking about. I personally had people who are very close to me and tell me, you need to avoid this conversation because it's a very sensitive conversation. I don't know, and I didn't want to approach it. But then I've had 2 people reach out to me. Well, not reach out, in the midst of conversations that felt it needs to be expanded more, and we need to bring this conversation back and many other conversations because people feel like a lot of people actually feel like this space, the things that we're talking about are very sensible things, and they want to pour out their hearts. I have Amber, somebody very dear to my heart. She wants to come to do the podcast. Then I also have Sir. These are two Americans. One is white, one is black.
Say Amber.
It's Amber. Amber. It's Amber. Well, Amber.
You said
Amber. In as much as I'm trying to sound, in as much as I tried to do a card switch, I'm still as Zambian as possible, as Zambian as I can be, as Zambian as I am. You know what I mean? So, well, to be honest with you, these topics, if we continue with such topics, we're probably gonna touch a lot of people's lives. We don't need to stand in the pulpit, sing or preach for us to touch people's lives. We can use this platform, like for real.
Yeah, no, I do agree. And speaking of having conversations and topics that are resonating with people and touching people's lives, I'd like to bring up the topic of this lady. I think her name is Endless Helen. Can't remember her last name, from Zambia. What's her last name?
I don't remember her name, but bro.
Yeah, I'll pull up her name. So, for the sake of context, for people who are watching this podcast, there is a lady by the name of Endless Helen. Can you pull up and see like what her last name is as I'm giving people?
I don't know if I can really pull up full names. What I do have actually is a video.
Just check the last name as I'm giving people the update on what really happened, so we can get into the conversation. So, guys, if you're watching this podcast, what happened to this lady is that she was accused. And by the way, this is also a topic we kind of touched on, Zach, just a little bit, right? The one gentleman, he's an older man who was accused of stealing men's private parts.
And I was big on that issue, bro. I was big on that issue, and I kept on talking about that issue throughout the episode when we talked about the DNA thing, because he wasn't treated fairly.
No, he wasn't treated fairly.
And in the midst, bro, in the midst of talking about that stuff, somebody else gets killed. And
but the reason she got killed was because of the same. She was accused of making people's private parts disappear. She was accused of making people's private parts disappear. Bro. And now you have this mob justice that happens across Africa happening to this woman. There is no
difference. What's the difference? What's the difference if we're gonna say South Africa is not safe because there is xenophobia? What's the difference?
So you are comparing two different issues. Let's not go there.
South Africa is not safe because there's xenophobia, there's killing and whatnot.
Don't bring xenophobia. You're beginning.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing because nobody has come to our screens and tell us that, bro, my private parts are missing. Bro, that's bullshit.
I'm gonna disagree with you. Xenophobia is hatred and the cleansing of people from whether it's a tribe, whether it's people from another country that you don't like, and you get rid of them, you start killing them. So that can be compared to like genocide. So that's a little bit different. What we're dealing with right now is mob justice. We are dealing with lawlessness in our countries. We are dealing with people who,
my point
do not value the sanctity of life.
Bro, I don't want to argue with you. There's no difference. Wrong is wrong. You can't mix. How can I say it? You can't cover sin with sin. Maybe let me put it like that. You can't cover sin with sin. That's a wrong move. Whether it's xenophobia, whether it's mob justice, it's still the wrong thing.
I don't want us to start discussing two different things. Then now we begin. Hold on.
Can you put our guest on the middle before we
listen. Yes, listen. So before we do that, here's what I'm trying to get you to understand. I don't want us to start comparing two different things, then that's taken away from the actual.
It's the same thing. You talk about xenophobia in South Africa. South Africa is not safe. Zambia is not safe as well. I'm saying this, Zambia is not safe. There's no way people are going to mob up and beat up somebody, kill somebody, and you're going to say there's a big difference. There's no big difference. South Africa and Zambia, they're not safe places. If you want to take me to court.
Yeah, so I think...
Ladies and gentlemen, we have more Kalaluka. Because we folks that defend two wrongs. Wow, let me introduce my big sister.
No. I'm going to disagree with you on that issue. So once again, what I'm trying to get you to understand is let's not compare xenophobia, which is a separate issue from what we're dealing with right now. This is a terrible issue, but this is what's happening within our own country. It's not a hatred towards men, it's not a hatred towards women, it's not a hatred towards Tonga or anything like that. So I'm getting you to understand, like, let's not bring in other issues because now it's taken away from the issue that we need to discuss.
My point is that Zambia is not safe, so is South Africa not safe.
Yes, I agree with you, but let's not compare Zambia and South Africa. Let's
ladies and gentlemen, we have our big sister, Mo Kalaluka. Sorry, I'm arguing with my brother about things that we shouldn't even argue about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is Sismo. Good evening. Sismo is part of the leadership in Seattle, which is Aziswa. I'm sorry, sis, you came in when we were very heated. Me and this guy will never read, even if it's not on the podcast, even away from the podcast, we always argue. It's just like welcome to the Counter Podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. I know him. I've seen him. That's Zed now.
Zed now, yeah.
Earlier, yeah, I hadn't recognized him, but yeah, I love him. Thank you so much. I can see you guys are really spirited. I'm laughing. I shouldn't be laughing because honestly, what we're discussing is very brave. I never thought for a moment that I would be sitting here and discussing my country, my countrymen, brothers and sisters in this vein. It's very sad. It's disheartening. And honestly, it is scary. It is scary. So I hear you talking about, don't compare South Africa to Zambia. And I'm just going to jump in here. It's like comparing apples and apples, oranges and oranges, right? I think that they're wrong when it's done.
Thank you.
I think when wrong is done, it is a wrong. We cannot at any point even start to defend that kind of behavior. It is scary. It's very un-Zambian. And we have to ask ourselves, why is this happening? Why is this happening? Where did we go wrong? Where is our Ubuntu? We are Bantu. We've always had practice that. We love our neighbors. We love our sisters. When we hear about things like that, we're thinking about South Africa. We're thinking about Rwanda. We're thinking about Sudan. We're thinking about Somalia, not Zambia. So how did we get here? Let's talk about that. And let's try to talk about plainly, openly, and see what we can do to fix it. Because this could grow. It could be a fungus that's just growing and it needs to be addressed. We need to do something.
I'm very worried at the fact that, last week on the podcast, we had a very interesting topic about DNAs and all that. And then I just couldn't sit on the podcast and, focus on what we're discussing because I kept on going to social media and I see this man is being arrested, firstly beaten, taken into police cells because of the same issue that people said are missing. I was very disturbed. Xenophobia Mlenga, the guy on the right, brother on the left, I don't know how it's going to show on the screen. This guy said now, Xenophobia Mlenga. He kept on telling me to get into character and just forget about that stuff.
I have to put you back in line.
Xenophobia Mlenga.
Xenophobia Mlenga. I know we don't have such names in.
But
let me say, I do appreciate you joining us. Offering your perspective on what's happening. So here's what I'm saying that I would like you guys to understand. Nowhere am I defending South Africa In no way am I defending what's going on in these other countries. This is what I'm saying. What I'm telling Zach not to do. When we start bringing up other countries, yes, when we talk about safety, right? Zambia is not safe. But Zach is comparing xenophobia, which is a cleansing of, a race, a cleansing of an ethnic group of people. This is not what's going on this issue. So what I'm trying to get him to understand is, don't start bringing in other topics. Xenophobia, this is not xenophobia which is going on. So I don't want us to start discussing xenophobia when we have a real issue that's dealing with mob justice. We have people who are literally stupid.
I understand, Chimrenga. I understand that it's so much but sister, you can't compare apples and apples.
No,
we're speaking over each other, but let me tell you this. Let me tell you that, all these countries, when they started having these problems, they started out very small, very small. They didn't wake up one day and just start killing each other or they started very little. It was brother and brother, sister and neighbors and whatever, little things that were intolerable. And then it grew. And then it became that big thing. I think I was sharing on my page the other day that I just finished reading a book by one girl called Clementine Wamaria. She's from Rwanda, and she had lived in Zambia, and she talked about how the situation was in Zambia when she lived there. Anyway, that's beside the point. But what I'm talking about is where it comes from. She talked about what she went through. She was a 6-year-old when the genocide happened in Rwanda. And then she went through South Africa. She also went through the Congo, and similar things were happening. Okay, it's the education piece that I'm talking about. The mob justice has been a thing in Zambia. How many times have we talked about the mob lynching an elderly person who we know could be suffering from dementia?
Exactly.
But they've got this mentality, oh my gosh, nimfuiti. When my mother was older, I was so scared that would happen to her because she was having the same symptoms. So we have elderly people that are going through that. And then just last week, we had this man that talked about, again, missing his genitals. We need to start educating the people in the community.
This week, the same people got arrested for lying that their genitals went missing.
Why is that happening? Why are they lying? Why are they so eager to bring this discourse, to bring this bloodshed? Why are they lying? That man never went to go and think about that woman. That was a lie as well.
There is one thing I've noticed also that usually happens. Now, like we're saying, so mob justice has been going on for quite some time. And, there's one which I witnessed in Mansa. We had this businessman. He was killed. Actually, 3 of them. There is one guy, Amiko. Then there is Irene. She owns guest houses and then other businesses. She was, they destroyed her business and everything. And then we had this other guy, I think it's
Yakaipa Lodge, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Yakaipa.
Yeah.
Killed him as well. And I did a hit piece on whenever Yakaipa was killed as well. I did a whole documentary to cover that, right? From the very beginning to the very end. In Zambia, as long as they see somebody succeed,
yes,
they consulted a witch doctor simply because somebody worked real hard to achieve.
And that's what I was coming down to. It's this mindset of poverty. When somebody's working hard and they're doing better, you want to put them down. How do you put them down? Because everybody is hungry, is angry, and they don't have jobs. That mob justice to them is the easiest thing to get back at people who are doing well. Why is the government sitting quietly on this? Do we know whatever happened to those killers of the Yakaipa guy or the other people that you're talking about? Where's the track record? We need to set a precedent.
In which regime was the Yakaipa arrangement? Was it the current or the old one?
I think that's the old regime.
I'm very impressed that His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zambia, mentioned today that.
Yes, and he needs to do more.
Arrest.
Yeah, I think he needs to do more. I love Bali very much. I think that we need to make a stand. He needs to go visit the place and talk to the people.
You saw the comments, right?
Yes, I did. And I was very, very happy because, like I said, I started to make a post about that incident so many times. I couldn't.
Yeah, you did
it's so heartbreaking to me. Unfortunately, I did see the video and I won't sleep well tonight.
I must say this. I must say this, and this, a lot of people might disagree with me. But Zambians sometimes love to respond to something they can physically feel. One biggest mistake that we did in our country, I think, is to get rid of the death penalty. For real.
Yeah, I saw somebody post that. I can't remember who it is, but they did mention that we need death penalty.
Zambians respond so well to fear.
Do we have death penalty in America?
If people actually
knew state by state, but yeah, it is there. I feel like even when you do the death penalty, there was an incident. This is actually a cousin of mine, and I believe he passed last year. But there was something going on in the village about I think it's about the throne. He wanted to be a chief, and somebody else came up and became the chief. And then his faction and the other faction were fighting, and somebody was killed in the fracas. They took him because he was leader, even though he wasn't the one that actually did that, like killed the person. But because he was the leader of that group, they put him in prison, and he died in prison last year. So I want to see an example. And again, it's up to you guys. And I commend you guys for coming and doing this podcast, because it takes a lot of people. It takes voices, okay? People who have an audience. If you have a large following, let's talk about it. Let's discuss it. Let's not sleep on this, because the more we talk about it, the more traction it gets. We need to get it into the House. There need to be laws that will be passed. How do we do that? We have to include the lawmakers. Who are the lawmakers? It's our MPs. It's the president speaking about it. It's people, it's the community members coming up and saying, no, I'm going to report this person because this is my neighbor and I saw him do that. We have to stand up for it and put a stop to it. Otherwise, we will not have our country. We won't. We will be scattered. War is a very funny thing. It starts very little, very, very small, but to stop it takes.
What really sucks is that these things happen quite a lot around the country, but we don't hear so much, like you're saying, we don't hear so much about any action being done until like one story goes viral, and then everybody's like, now all of a sudden everybody's wants to
talk about it. Yeah.
And tomorrow it'll be gone. They'll move on to the next thing. Tomorrow they'll be gone. That's why we need laws. Laws will stand the taste of time. We need to talk about it. We need to keep it alive. We need to talk about it. We need to see I don't know. We need to get people involved who have a voice, who can come up and continue to talk about this. We need accountability.
There's really a lot. There's really a lot that we really need to talk about.
Yes.
With regards to our people changing. I have Help Beyond Borders. Help Beyond Borders, basically, we offer free medical services to the far-flung places of Zambia, far-flung places in Africa. And one of the main reasons for the conditions that we actually help with is hydrocephalus and spina bifida. One of the main basic reasons to why children end up being born with hydrocephalus and spina bifida, the main ones, is just the lack of use of folic acid and early pregnancy. So when we do our outreaches, one of the things that we want to do is talk about the use of folic acid when you get pregnant as a minor or as a youth. Don't shun away from telling your parents or your guardians. Tell them so that you go to the hospital and they're given all of this thing. But now I see it's a bigger problem. It's bigger than what we see. One of the things is now, do we really have to go into the community and sensitize people?
Yes.
That I'ma say it's
Yes. You've hit the nail on the head. We need to sensitize people. People need to understand. They need to understand their biology.
How are we going to get for that? Because we need to go to the far-flung places and tell them that your private parts cannot go missing because somebody has said they're missing. They probably just have small genitals. That's it.
Yes. It's the insecurity that causes
that. What I mean?
Let me tell you this, our systems are so fragmented. They are in silos. We need to break those silos so that everybody has the same messaging. We need to go into the communities, the advocacy that we're doing here in America, that I'm big on. Zach, you know that. I'm big on advocacy, sending people information, sharing resources. That's what we need to do for our people. We need people who will go out in the community and speak to people about it. Teach people. Come to a community hall. I'm going to share this information with you. I'm going to give you giveaways and blah, 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 blah. But they are learning. Okay, they are learning. That's why we talk about, the health equity. People don't understand that equity just doesn't start from the education system, from the money and blah, blah, blah. It starts from the grassroots. People need to have the same information. The education that people get from the international schools, those people in the compound need that same education because we deal with the same norms. We deal with the same life.
It's the same everything,
the same everything.
Here's where the problem is. So I was actually going to interject on the point of education that you raised, and here's some voids that needs to be filled. So we are dealing with people who, for like right now, can't even grasp the very thought of, I must say it, your private parts cannot disappear, right? Do you think if you present them with physics to see like how an atom works, you present them with physics to talk about gravity, right? You present them with chemistry to talk about atoms. You present them with biology to talk about how the body works. You teach them in English. Do you think they are really going to grasp it?
That is where.
So I think our education system, like some other countries, if we talk about, like our other countries, like let's take for instance Arab countries. They'll have a whole syllabus. They will teach people in their language. This is a language that people can actually understand.
When you go to China, one of the things that you need to do is just learn Mandarin.
And so you're going to see that when you teach people in a language in which they can understand, information is going to be passed down. And so the grassroots that you're talking about,
that is
broken down. But now we are teaching people English in itself is not our tongue, right? So
it's not, and there's no need for us to stick to English. When you're going to Kaoma, teach the people in Koya, teach the people in Lozi, teach the people in Mbunda, teach the people in a language that they're familiar with. Okay, you have those people who we can call community-based workers. Okay, they'll go and they'll sit down with people and teach people on their level of understanding.
Yes.
Okay, you can't go to a child and give them information that is for in an 11th grader. No, you start small, but you start them in that early period. We have an opportunity now. This is an opportunity that we can grasp. The Ministry of Education, Ministry of whatever. They can take an opportunity, grab this opportunity and say, hey, let's put this funding in these communities and start teaching people. They believe so much in witchcraft. Okay, let's talk about that witchcraft. What do you understand? Let's talk about the science. How does it work? People believe in the Bible. Okay, let's talk about that Bible on the biblical form. How do we get into it? I lost you both. I hope you're still there.
No, we're here. We just expanded you.
Okay, so we just have to make sure that we make sure that we teach people at their level in their language. Over here, we have a community hub now, because we didn't want fragmented systems. Now in King County, we have a hub, a community hub. Do you know that if you go there and you tell them you speak Bemba, they'll refer you to me because we fought to have Bemba, we fought to have Tonga, we fought to have Nyanja. We started with those 3 languages. So right here in America, in King County, you can say, hey, I don't speak this language. I need an interpreter. They'll bring you me. They'll bring you somebody else from the community. That's what we need to do. If we're doing it in America, why can't we do it in our own homeland? English is not the medium.
What I'm actually proposing is not teaching people in the community. I'm proposing teaching people actually from primary school all the way.
Exactly. Yes. From day one.
Yeah.
put that in the syllabus, part of the syllabus, because you know that, from grade 1, you start learning a little at a time.
Yeah.
And you build up on it as they get to grade 3, grade 4, you give more information. And that's how you change the concept. That's how
even the Bible says study to show approve. So
exactly. So we have an opportunity.
You gotta read this stuff, Just to like get a niche back on this conversation. I didn't properly introduce who Mo is. By the way, Mo is very resourceful, by the way, is it now in our Zambian community.
Go ahead. Hopefully the resources, the resources, never mind, go ahead. I need the resources to pockets.
I think this is more, you see why I fight with Zed now. This is why I want
you are so alike. It's incredible.
I don't know why I feel like I need to order him some hair from Turkey.
Before we give the introduction, listen, this is what I'm saying. The name is Mo, right? You're saying Mo.
Yes.
See? More money.
Yes. More money. Put money in my pocket.
Exactly.
I think this guy has been paid by a party without us knowing. So, you're not gonna use me for political reasons, bro. I'm a brand, right? So yeah. So
you're both very big brands, and I'm so happy that you're working together to bring information at people's fingertips. I think that that's the best thing that we can ever have right here in the USA, in Zambia, connecting the dots. We
don't get that every day. Thank you.
No, we have to stay connected, and you guys are right there where you need to be. So use this platform very, very, very well. Use it responsibly. Use it wisely so that we can make changes in our country, among ourselves over here, and just continue. I'm about to drop off now. I give you my 5 minutes.
Before I stress what I've been trying to say. More, in 30 seconds, tell us what you do, what organizations you're part of, like Ziswa and all of that, and how resourceful you are in the community, because part of who I am, actually, the big part of who I am right now in the United States is because of the resources that you gave me.
Thank you.
I may not say this every day or get on Facebook or on TikTok and dance. Thank you. But Lena, what's her name? Is it Lena?
Lena, yes, Lena.
Was one of the biggest resources that you gave me, and she guided me through my immigration process and all of that, and she did it for free.
And that's it. We do it for free. So my name is Mo. Thank you so much, Zach, for saying that. It's very, very important that people know that. My name is Mo. I'm a social worker, first off, but I work in case management. I'm the acting vice president for ZISWA, which is the Association of Zambians in Seattle. I'm also the board chair for the Washington Coalition of African Leaders, which we have it is a coalition of about 160 organizations and associations. Here is the biggest one, doing very well. But I have been working for a long time with ZISWA, with an accountable community of health, which we have partnered with to offer resources for our members in our community, for Zambians, for non-Zambians, for everybody that needs help. This is free to everybody. If you're struggling to pay your rent, if you're struggling with getting health insurance, if your immigration is not in place, whatever resources that you need, we are offering those to you for free. For free, all you have to do is give me a call, and I'll find one of my case managers will come to you and help you. We are HIPAA compliant, so you will never hear your information. He's only saying this for himself, but nobody else knew that he was working with, because we keep confidentiality. We work with people in their own comfort of their homes. We want to make sure that people in Zambia are safe. People in America are safe. When you come over here, you learn how to live your life in America safely and grow yourself. So yeah, that's who I am. I'm very, very fortunate to be in Washington State and to be working with board members. Our board president, Zakeo, is amazing. We are looking for people to take over leadership, by the way, because we're tired. We've been doing this for a long time. So I'm appealing to the young people in Washington State. Please come and take up the baton. We are ready to give it up.
Beautiful,
Thanks
beautiful.
for having me.
So one of the reasons why I had to learn how to code switch is because of Sis Moore. I'll be on a call with her and I'll be like, pardon? Machan, pardon. So I had to learn how to code switch, and now I can understand them pretty well. Thank you so much for coming. Zed, now anything you want to ask Sis Moore before she goes? I don't want us to steal much of her time. You are boss in our way. We don't come on at this speed.
How do you stay normal over in Washington State?
I'm sorry, say that again.
I said, how do you stay normal over there? Because it rains a lot.
Oh my gosh, this is the best place ever. I'm telling you, come and visit us. You never want to. You won't want to leave. It doesn't rain a lot. I mean, it does rain, but it's fine.
Yeah. Do you guys, for some reason, maybe turn into like vampires, like from the Twilight movie? I mean, sure.
Oh, this guy.
You're so silly. You're super silly. But yeah, thank you so much for having me. By the way, I love your sister as well. I love me some Azaria.
Oh yeah. Well, you did watch the recent one, yeah?
I have not. I'm slacking.
Yeah.
I need to get back.
Over to her.
Yeah. You have to introduce me to her.
I will. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. Yeah. Bye, guys.
Thank you so much, Sis Moore.
Bye-bye.
So Zach.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. We just need more sensitization for real. I think our people have to wake up to the reality of. By the way, did you see the young people? And this is the most.
The young people who probably didn't even understand.
The young people celebrating. The young people happy that somebody's getting killed.
Yeah.
They're the ones different, you know?
By the way, it's just unfortunate that you're not home and you'd have showed this, man.
Yeah, I was gonna share my screen, but I can't.
Yeah. Just I don't know how to do this. The only thing I just try and do is make sure my camera is working. I look okay. That's it. You handle all of this. I actually now know that you're actually very important for the culture podcast. Big ups to you, brother. I'm giving you some flowers.
Big up yourself, man. Big up yourself, man.
I'm not romancing you. I'm just appreciating what you do for each one of us. We haven't had Coco in a few episodes, but Konrani Banda is part of the podcast. He's part of the culture. We love him, and we appreciate what he brings on the table as well.
Oh, you do? You love Coco? Really?
I do love Coco. He's a brother. I know you love Coco too, so don't come here and start acting like you don't love.
I didn't say anything. I was asking you a question. Do you love?
Oh, well, I love Coco. No homo. He's a cool kid. I've known him for years.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to drink on those thoughts.
Oh, bro. I don't know why you take this thing too seriously. But then, even Americans, you the people, the Zambian Americans we have, when I say it now, the issue of sensitization shouldn't just end because we talked about it on this podcast. It needs to be followed up because we can't have people dying on mere grounds of things just not being.
Did you see me? I posted a video going to the gun range.
The gun range?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. And I'm gonna repost that video. And I've been going to the gun range, and I'm
trying to say because you were going to gun range, I should be scared of you.
So no, listen to what I'm saying. This is why you need to have, safety on you. Safety measures, right? Where Zambia is right now, you have issues of I'm a junkie, all these boys just on the street. And the problem is they will just attack you for anything, for no reason. They will just see you have a nice shirt. They want to take your shirt. So they will just attack you. They got drivers, they got knives, you've seen those videos of them fighting on the street.
Yeah.
The recent ones. This is what they do to people, and it's becoming very normal They're just out there on the streets roaming. You know, you need to, like, people need to start getting a license, because for some reason it's like enough is not being done. You know, law enforcement, they see these boys, but the question is, do they have enough resources to also transform them from the street? Because it's one thing, if you pick them up from the street, you put them in prison, you put them in jail, you're just overpopulating prison. There is nothing that is happening. Are they getting reformed? When they get out, they go back to doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And these are the same ones that we see, like even in that video, they are kicking the woman, they are stomping her. There's one boy who was trying to stop, trying to get everybody to stop. And what did they do? As he was pleading with people.
According to how you see the boy was trying to stop everyone, is it because he knows that this is a very primitive, non-standing conversation that they brought up, or he was just doing it because out of a kind heart? There's a lot of passion in that boy. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of heart in that boy. I want to know who that boy is.
You know, we'll never know. I think the best person to figure out is to have him. You know, maybe we can locate him and ask him those questions.
Ask him those questions. I mean, if we can have such boys, 10 of such boys in our communities who can stand out for the good. I mean, bro, it's...
But here's the problem is, it's always people in the lower class.
Mm-hmm.
Always people in the lower class, poor people who have nothing else to do, that always carry out these attacks. All the time, it's people who have too much time on their hands. People who are always found in the streets, in the markets, just looming around. There is nothing that they are doing. There is nothing resourceful that these people have. Their businesses are not thriving. If you call them right now, they'll show up, they'll pop up, they'll run. If you pull up to their neighborhood right now and say, we got mealie meal for you, they'll run, they'll show up. You know why? Because they're hungry, because they're living.
Well, do you think poverty is one of the reasons why such things are happening in our country?
It's not just uneducation, but it's also poverty. Which
I mean, I said poverty. Do you think poverty is one of the reasons why?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Poverty. You have nothing to do. What does the Bible say? An idle mind, right?
An idle mind is the devil's workshop. Look, Unka, I'm just gonna show this video real quick, bro. Like, I just don't understand. I don't understand, bro, how a bunch of people can look at how vulnerable this woman was looking, bro. Just look at her face is so disfigured.
They are taking her to her slaughter, to her death. That's why they're taking her to. Being led like that, literally. Could imagine you are in your final moments of life and you know that you are about to die over something that you did not do. I can only imagine what's going on through this woman's mind. I can only imagine the prayer that she's praying to God, asking for deliverance, asking for rescue, asking just for that pain in the moment to stop.
Right? This is a woman who woke up in the morning and thought her day was gonna just be a normal day. Everything is gonna just pan out the way it happens every other day, getting back to her family and being able to cook, have a good time in the evenings and go to bed. But people out of ignorance come around, and a life that is so innocent over something that is not proven, something that doesn't even make sense. This is just disheartening. It's sad. Kitty sent me a message. I haven't talked to Kitty in a few weeks. But Kitty sent me a message and she told me I'm sad about that. And for a very long period of time, like today, I just didn't know how to respond to her because I think she's one of the most heartfelt people. Like if she's in check of her emotions, you know what I mean? I didn't know how to respond to her. I didn't know what to say to her. And it's the same with a lot of other people that have reached out to me and say, what do you think about this? This is just very disheartening, guys. We can't keep having such. I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional, but
oh no, okay to be emotional about these things. And I'm gonna say this again, I'm gonna repeat this for people who are watching. The only time when we go to the Bible says, thou shalt not murder. Taking a life which was created by God, in God's own image, a life was created. Taking away a life for your own selfish desires, to fulfill your own selfish desires, that is murder. And this is what the Bible is saying when the Bible says, thou shalt not murder. What we are seeing here, lawlessness being on display, is exactly what the Bible is saying not to do. And I think the only equal response to that, in my personal opinion, has to be a death penalty. This is the only time we should be allowed to take a life. Just like if somebody was coming to attack you, you are allowed to defend yourself. Removing individuals from our community, removing the evil from our community, removing the fruits that are corrupting.
Maybe the lesson that should be made on this
example is not by any way, shape, or form, and should not be considered as murdering people. No, we
I don't think everyone who was in that video get them locked up.
Yeah, I don't think God will be mad if we got rid of people that are corrupting other humans.
And I think that's why we have C5 in Zambia. But I think everyone that was in that video that participated, making all of those blapping noise and making all of that stuff, should go to jail, bro.
Wow, it's more than that should happen to them. Except our laws don't allow it. But sure, since the laws right now only allow to be imprisoned, I hope they rot in jail.
It's just crazy. It's just crazy. I don't want us to come out like maybe we are supporting or we are partisan or what. But I'm very happy and very impressed with His Excellency's move and his quick response in terms of talking about this issue that happened. I like how he just made a statement and he said he's ordering an arrest. He's ordering that everyone. Let me just look at it. By
the way, as you're looking at that, I don't think every single time you want to say something about the president, you shouldn't add on the lines to say you don't want to sound partisan or anything like that.
No, because I'm already looked at as. By the way, I confuse people. People think I'm PF. People think I'm UPND. So I just try not to, come out like,
Yeah.
So this caption says, President Hakainde Chilema has ordered the arrest of suspects behind the brutal killing of a woman accused of witchcraft in Kalumbila district in Northwest Zimbabwe. Bro, you know what? Actually, I saw this thing, but I did not realize this is actually from a place where I come from. This is sad. Kalumbila.
This is where you come from?
Bro, I'm Luvale. I'm from Northwestern Province, and these are the people who are doing crazy shit like this. I'm sorry to use the S word. When you edit this, please cut it out. But
I don't have time to go through the video to be editing your mess.
Oh, man. I thought you were my brother, man.
I'm not. I'm your friend. I'm not your brother.
Fine. I'm from Northwestern Province. I'm disappointed. Banyari. What are we telling our children? what are we teaching our children? There's no way we can. This is some high level of primitivity, bro. This is crazy, man. Kalumbira, not Western. A copper that makes even the phones, the machines that we're using, all of this stuff that we're using, and we have so much primitivity. It's crazy, man. It's just disappointing.
Yeah, but we do have, those people don't have access to the same resources that we have. So when we say that we are using, that we have, remember those people are not having the same resources that we are enjoying, the luxuries. They're not breathing the same air. They're not driving the same vehicles that we have. They don't have the luxury of owning an iPhone 17 Pro Max. They don't have any of it.
Did you feel sorry about that?
Huh?
Do you feel guilty being privileged?
Do I feel guilty?
Mm-hmm.
Why should I feel guilty for something that I worked so hard for?
I hear you.
And if, you know, my mom worked real hard to make sure that I'm not in poverty, I'm not impoverished, and I also work hard for myself. Why should I feel guilty about that? That's God's blessing. That's actually an insult to God if I begin to feel.
Oh, by the way, did you see when I posted me, Siawan, and Tivo Shikapwasha? Did you see some of the comments?
Yeah,
like everybody that tuned with Siawan, they are rich, young, and famous. Bro, come on.
If you feel guilty, that's an insult to God, because you're telling him.
Because you don't know my story. You don't know where I come from. You don't know where I come from, and you're just gonna say the reason why this guy is probably famous. Let me not talk about rich, because I don't know if I'm rich anyway. But anyway,
what do they think? Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on now. Wait, pause. Well,
you better watch your mouth.
Did you do as I said from Sia1? Is that what happened?
Do that, bro. So, by the way, my engagement with Sia1, the first time that he came to, well, he was already in Zambia when he had his big event.
To explain
he had a big event in Solwezi. I had a small sound system. Well, not really small, but I had a sound system. It was the first that he hired when he came to Solwezi. So from Solwezi, when moved back to Lusaka, we're interacting with Sia1 and whatnot. I've interacted with Sia1 more on a social level. And he's a guy that he's got people skills. And Sia1, he knows how to handle people. You remember there's a video of Sia1 talking to somebody who told him to turn water or oil into something. And he handled it in such a way where he was just laughing about it. Right? So from that video, and I saw that video many years ago, I knew this guy has got people skills. And this is how me and him just locked in. He's got, Sia1 can even say this, whether on screen or not, he can say this. I have never gotten any do as I say or whatever, but I've respected one thing about his life.
Nobody who has gotten do as I say from Sia1 can ever get on the screen and say, I took do as I say from Sia1.
No, but look, bro. I'm saying this because many people, I don't know about others, but for me, I never got anything from him. But many people that have interacted with Sia1 on social level, you know one thing that they have?
Does that stuff even work?
I don't know, because I have never used any of that stuff. But that guy Sia1.
Yeah.
That guy Sia1. Sia1 has a demeanor, a personality that pulls crowds, number one. Number two, he's got something that many people don't have, his people skills.
Now
I had to learn that from him.
Okay, you glazing over Sia1. We need to end the conversation because I don't want to.
I am glazing about it, but I just don't want you niggas telling me that no, this guy got something from Sia1. I didn't get nothing from Sia1. I'm young.
We kind of glazing
famous. I am famous, but I didn't get anything from him. He's a brother, he's a friend, and I love him. I'm not gonna take that away. Just the way I love you, just the way I love Coco, just the way I love any other person in my life that has been condemned by the public, saying each Zambia, me, I pick them up. It's everyone. I love everyone the same. And I'm not going to show the love of Christ and say I'm a Christian and I don't show that. This is why all of you niggas are hypocrites. Because your love is selective. Bro, we need to leave this podcast because this guy from where are you from? Minnesota. Huh? From Minnesota, he's standing with his campaign. He wants to leave career country. But anyway, it's been a good conversation, very heartfelt. I've had to regulate my emotions around this conversation.
I know, because we got real cringe just for me sitting here watching you glazing over CO1. I'm like, are we going to ever get done?
No, I'm just bringing it out there. Bro, let me say this on the podcast. Let me say this. Actually, let me even put my face here. Let me even put my face. How do I do that? Put my face. Put my face. Put my face. Put my face. Put my face.
I put on that guy. Since you want to be seen.
Okay, now it's up a face. They can do some camera. Iwe. What they run the town and send something to Basiawa. Vanoko. Nabambia wobe na baanti wobe na bawiso bali ya kulisia wa nishta wabera young rich and famous bro uku kote famous and rich mind. Okay, Dareka.
I apologize for any American who's watching this and you made it this far just listening to whatever was mumbled. I don't know. I think this guy thought maybe he was like the Migos or something. Just mumbling stuff.
Oh, well, when I said Vanoko, I meant your mother and your father and your grandfather went to CR1's church and they never got rich and famous. So
you should bring CR1 because
he's willing to come on the podcast.
I've heavily criticized him a lot. And I have some questions that I would like to ask him on the podcast. For real.
Yeah, he's willing to come on the podcast. He's willing to come on the podcast.
I'm just gonna make it very clear. If he comes on here, I'm not gonna be as excited like, oh, we have C1 because there's a lot of questions that I have.
No, but you better respect him because he's my boy.
I didn't sound disrespect.
Just like you're my boy.
I didn't sound disrespect.
Just like Coco is my boy. And the many others.
Don't confuse asking questions to disrespect. I'm just saying there's questions that I would like to ask him, and there's some stuff that he does that I don't agree with him. Just like anybody else might disagree.
And that's the thing. And that's the thing. This is the thing about social media. In Zambia, if you do not agree on certain things, maybe it can be political, and it becomes big. Me, I don't believe in the pressing that CR1 does. But do you see me and CR1 fight? We don't do that.
But to this point, okay, sir, let me say this point.
I'm not going to interject if CR1 comes here and you I'll be here.
To this point, I'm saying we should also be able to allow to criticize each other, even on social media. If you did something that I don't agree with, you should, or I should, have the liberty of saying, you know what, I don't agree with what you did.
And why do we have to wait? I don't get this. Why should it be that you, because you are close to people that I'm not close with, when beef arises on Facebook, then me, I comment, you start catching feelings that why you not depend. Bro.
People catch feelings when you comment about their beefs?
Not even when I comment about their beefs, even when I go into their comment sections, if they're fighting, like there's something that is happening, a post that is totally not even aligned to whatever is happening, I go and comment, I'll be accused of financing the Facebook bullies, the cocos of this world. I'll be accused of paying them, of sponsoring. I don't have beef with the guy. Like, why should I be part of a beef?
The person who said that was Beatrice. But see, now, I don't know. I don't want to...
No. Bro, we're not going to mention it. Beatrice told me she's not my sister openly, but she's still my sister. Whether she's Beatrice, I'm looking at you.
She's the only one who accused you of paying Coco.
No, several other people have. Some people have blocked me off their phone. Other.
Well, here's what I'm going to say. You guys need to figure out how to stay away from social media drama. I'm the only person who is drama free. I don't beef with anyone.
Are you trying to say we need to figure out a way of staying away from Coco?
No, I'm saying you guys figure it out how to stay out of drama. You ever see me get into drama with anyone? No.
when you get into drama with us, you full of that drama, man.
I don't get into drama. I offer perspectives, okay, on things.
Ladies and gentlemen, this guy has been driving for the last 24 hours. He's tired, so his brain is frying right now. It's been real discussing these things. Otherwise, bro, do your work wherever you are. Don't call me for the next 2 days. Tired of the mess on the podcast and build that. I don't know if it's real life.
All right, guys, make sure that you subscribe. Let us know what you think in the comment section on the conversation that we had. All right, we will see you on the next episode.
It's culture, it's culture, it's culture. It's culture, it's culture. We talk about it. Culture, 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 culture.